I believe that football brings us together. I believe in the power that peace can bring. Now we must all work together to bring about football for peace. Let us unite. Football for peace.
Oh, so you know, cause we're different, it don't mean we can't unite. For the game, do it right. Whether you win or lose, no matter how you thrive or you kind, we can make it a better place. So play the game, share the love, let them know say we get what more.
Unity, love and peace on the field. One ball, one love, one goal. Even if the team different, but the aim in the game that is same. Let peace play a role.
Make we raise with glass and toast for the gift of life. Connect to the power, bring peace alive. The only race, not the human race. Running to the finish is a victory. Anytime we align. Go!
One game.
Listen to the song. We are making history. You can sing along. Don't fight. Go with the noise, yeah. This moment is all we are. We will give it all. Everybody say,
follow me, listen to the song. We're making history. You can sing along. Don't fight the feelings, go with the noise. This moment is all we have. We will give it all.
No matter your position,
Let's all play one formation.
global citizens, one people, one nation.
The goal is peace. We are all goalkeepers. Defend the fight we bring. The globe needs us.
We only get one shot, take up for the team. Peace is the trophy, we going for the win.
So ready, make you sign up. Set for the lineup.
From where the ref blow the first whistle till it's time up.
One game.
Yes, because one
If you
village
check
and
out,
one
you go
people,
see,
one
say, we are
Well,
better together.
That's so they welcome you to this edition of the show. And now, so they welcome me to this edition of the show, and I get with me a very big football coach. We're based in the US. They look forward to the development of youth football in Salone. We go talk about the current Leone Stars squad and how youth football go develop the football system in the country, as in get wealth of experience on that. We go also look at some certain thing them how for develop the game. But also we hope forget Mohamed Kai-Samba, we a football agent, where they help for take players them abroad, where they go can tell you the process and how yourself could be part of them as we still wait for him for join me. But please help we share the live so you will go find where and more people go able for access and get wealth of get a lot of information from today's edition. Welcome to the show, Kendol.
Thank you for having me, Mike.
Yeah.
Magdalene, thank you so much.
Okay. Before we talk to Kendall, we want to look into youth football. Orthodox FC now one of the club in Salone where they do well in terms of developing youth players. Well, this academy get a lot of players that they take care of through their education and other thing them, and same way so that they play football. Them be done 2 years inside last week. And the Max Tribune team being reached to them inside one training session and talk to them junior and head coach about the development so far at the club.
Academy, where Orthodox Football Club are presently doing their training session. Today, the football club is celebrating 2 years of existence and they've achieved a lot. As you can presently see, these are the under 12 boys, doing some training session ahead of upcoming competition. As we all know, school are about to close after the exams. So for now, the team are presently training at the football academy. ahead of upcoming competition?
Ishmael Soko Alex Kada, I'm the head coach for the Orthodox team at Salone. Now we train and still they celebrate the second year anniversary. And we train not only for games, but train only for competition back with our head. So like happy for the training session today and happy back for training session.
Okay, now you're happy for this particular date today and not only for games but ahead of competitions and for camp. Since you joined the football club, waiting don't be the improvement as coach since you joined this team?
Actually, since I can't the team get the equipment when it comes to football, the team no any bias. Since I come, I see both improvements. And myself, the boys themselves come in, like I'm not supposed to play well. Meaning, I'm not supposed to be like be mature. I'm supposed to be mature.
Okay.
And posting the way they try for be a good player, always with the skin them. Always, not only for the football, and for the church aspects back. But it's for let them moral understanding for God and for let God and for play the game. And not to say love the church, love the game.
So finally, what do people will expect from Orthodox?
Actually, from Orthodox at the categories, the one at the beginning at the foundation is, and if we catch when they are young, we will get better Leone Stars. And Orthodox Football Club don't start them. But the make us will nurture there. We see the right to our football for B, our football and for back up and at the categories. And Orthodox they do very well at when it comes to football at the country. They do all what it takes when it comes to grassroots football. Look at our main aspects. While grassroots football go to the apex at this country, and the main aim for Orthodox football.
Okay, thank you very much.
Hello, my name is Seri Touré, aka Bele. This is the Orthodox Football Club, and I am the head coach for the team. And I think since I joined, we have been doing well, tremendously well. But we are not going to say, like, for example, we're gonna just sit back and dwell on the laurels we have won. We want to make sure that we, along the way, or as we're going on, we win more medals or laurels to bring to the club, because at the end of the day, the brand Orthodox is very, very important, and the owners, the manager, the sponsors, they are always making sure that we have what we want to work with, tools, and of course the players who are very, very important. And we hope for the future, because at the end of the day, the best thing that can happen to Sierra Leone football is these kids, because we shouldn't forget the fact that Sierra Leone football has suffered for so long. Like it's like 4 to 5 years there was no football, and now there is football, and we're making sure that we go back to the grassroots and see what best we can give to this country, because at the end of the day they are more important for the future for Sierra Leone football.
Okay, Orthodox Football Club are celebrating 2 years of existence. How can you assess the boys since you start working with them?
Yeah, when I started, it was like they can play football, but we shouldn't forget the fact that football is all about discipline, not just playing football. It's, the discipline part of it is very, very important. I make sure, of course, that I talk to them and let them know the importance of this, and at the end of the day, it's paid dividend, and we're seeing it now.
So, what can people expect from Orthodox Football Club now that the football club, is celebrating 2 years of existence? What can people expect from the football club going forward?
We have maybe 1 or 2 competitions coming on. We want to make sure we go into those competitions ready, prepared. So that is why I am preparing the U15 and at the same time the U13 guys, and we hope for the best, and hopefully it will come out to be good.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right, that's now the voice of Coach Biles, we now the head coach for Orthodox Football FC, one of the fastest growing football academies in the country. Well, Kendall, you know, hear it from this particular club as we discuss youth football today. And what do you think about this development, taking the game back to the grassroots communities and schools as well?
Yeah, I've been following them, and I'm really impressed by the job where they do. They do a very good job developing them players and especially in an environment like Salone, where basically you get challenges with the fields and also the different shift in school and then teams that also um, the youth league them and games that where I don't watch then teams that also they try for play then they try for play not they try for just kick the ball and down the field. But overall, then they do a very good job. We need more of that kind of organization the entire country. And most importantly, we need a system where will help them for um, do the good job the way that they do already. Pretty much like the infrastructure and basically um, um, like an organized like an organized league that's coming or at least being supported from the top, a consistent league, like a consistent youth league. Not every 2 3 months you say you get one tournament na yaso and all after and they don't forget an annual structural youth league.
Okay. All right. Looking at the structure now of football in the country and the way how football they play, you are somebody when are experts in that particular area there. What's in now your assessment?
You talk about football in general or youth?
Taking it from youth level because if we talk about football, for get a good foundation, you get for also assess how they play now the junior and youth category.
Yes, I completely agree. Well, the youth category, it's very difficult. It's we are we are far from where we're supposed to be. Number one, there is no leadership. There is no leadership coming from the FA. You're supposed to have as an FA, and I somehow not understand because it's pretty much like you get a house, they put electricity in the house for the like you not to buy light for the charge yours, so you go for operate the yours. As an FA, you're supposed to have a youth development structure, whereas you get you give direction. So all of the grassroots organization, all of the youth clubs them now in the country say this is how we're going to develop players as country from like 5 year old or 6 year old all the way to 19 to high school. That this is how we're going to develop players in the country. And um, if you all 5 to 7 year old, we for play 3 versus 3 in this size field. If you're 7 to 10 year old, up until high school. Um, so that's one. And also we need a registration a registration database Whereas as an FA, you're supposed to know all of the um, youth them. You're supposed to know all the picking them where active, where they play football at the country. You're supposed to know say, oh, we get 200 U10 player then we get 400 U12 players then we get 800 U14 player then. That means the way you implement anything in there, basically, you can do it through the regional association them, like WAFA and all the regional association them. That for if you get a youth club, you register through the association in there, and SLAFA gets decentralized and they database where they go that directly to them. So in that case now, when you get a U17 tournament or a U15 tournament, like what we witnessed over the past 2 years, when they get for go through like they go scan for them if they if they're of age, and I think so at one time more than half of the players then come and then don't pass the age. And we all know based on what we don't read, we know say that thing they're not very accurate. And it's not very accurate in the sense that if you can still own 19 or you can still own 17 and pass for U15. Usually now within 2-3 year range. So if you get a proper system, you don't need for I heard it costs like actually Chris me don't confirm at one of the press conference them or I think in a Calon in show say it costs about $500 for basically scratch player. So if you get tournament, you spend like $10,000 per 20 players just for go see if they on age. If we get a better system, we already know the players' age for where they're all 9, for where they're all 8, for where they're all 10 years old. So the state of football, obviously, in the country, it's in a very, very it's definitely not nowhere close to being in a good place. We just get for really thank whether the Premier League chairman them and the youth club presidents them and coach them that they're doing all the best that they can for develop them player there so we can go get player there for go play now with national team under a very 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 difficult circumstances.
All right. As we dey move on, we still dey wait for Mohamed Kai-Samba for join we as he go can talk about him program where they take players them out of the country. If you not come live, we will get them through phone call because it seems for they get issue with the internet. So stay with we. We go still talk to Kai-Samba and also hopefully we will talk to Martin online where he go tell we but in take about the current Leone Stars squad. So let me look now at the changes where they go on at the national team. We see Kista bringing couple of young faces, new faces into the squad. Players that we come from academy system, players that we come from fourth tier league, third tier league across Europe. As a coach, you think say this transition they go well or it too early?
Well, it depends on I not don't check the international calendar yet, but I know say we get this is already April, well March, and we first qualify now June, I think. So I hope so we get one more window before we qualify. If we get one more window before we first qualify, then personally I'm okay with them trying the new player there, so I not invite most of the one that will play for AFCON. But if this now will last window, if this now will last window of friendlies before we first qualifiers, then then this changes maybe a little too drastic. So I'm not sure if we get some other friendly them after this set of friendlies. So now looking at the player them, there are a couple of players that look very impressive. A couple of players I saw, especially the attacking mid, Kamal or let me see, Camille Konneh was very impressed. The holding midfielder too, and I mean it's they are really good players. They're really good players. I've never seen this this Leone Star team under and John Kister play with like a single pivot, like a single holding midfield and two attacking mid, and they possess and move the ball. I mean, they were putting together 8, 10, 12 passes at every possession. The only thing there is that final third for connect on the final third. So it's pretty impressive. But to answer your question directly, it all depends on if there are more friendlies coming up after this window. If there is no more friendlies after this window, then for them mix them up a little bit. Because I think say players like Kwame, Buya, the defender when I mean the assistant captain, Midunia, but yeah, Midunia was there actually. He just didn't play. But the one that were not called Bundu, Kwame, them player and I think they still get a lot for offer. So if this not the last window of friendly games, I think say them if I don't include them in the squad because the more you play together, the more you get better.
Okay, all right. So now let we look at the other situation where it happened before the match itself, where changes of captain ban being ever be an issue. You know, it take over the social media. Considering the fact that player like Zengele, when I be the captain, don't play for over 16 years now for the team, and they just see out a press release where state say then tell him thank you and the new captain as Steven Caulker. For some people, they say there should be a ceremony like inform and force, call a meeting. While others say no, this is not how it happens. In other clubs, coach just announce who that name captain. You as a coach, you don't into the system. You think that the right process this then do, or just like what's in the people they say, therefore be take them in another way for be more comfortable with the whole situation.
Well, we were there outside. Obviously, some of the players then will come out at some point and talk or some. Right now, there is some rumors. I not hear it directly from Zengele 8. I don't see anything online about a statement we make. Did you say Zengele made a statement about the captaincy? Man, I'm asking if you hear anything about Zengele. Oh, sorry. I think so. Man, well, just to go back.
You dey get me? I say we not get an official word from him, but there
Oh,
are rumors that he went out in anger that he wasn't informed about the process. And they
okay,
not happy,
yeah.
they not happy about it. I mean, even some of incumbent players them not happy about the process. A lot of them will play for Leone Star in the AFCON.
Okay, well, as I say, we're not there inside there. It will if Zengele feel that way, they go be nice because we not just want for um judge based on rumors. It will be nice for like come out and let we know in frustration. But obviously, if you're going to do that, if you're going to make this type of changes, you get for consult with the with the outgoing captain you first before you bring and come out now the media and make and make a decision, especially somebody who don't be the captain for that long, more than a decade now. In terms of the choice about who should be the captain, obviously the coach know what he see, why he decide. If you're going by pecking order, which most of the time that's how national team can go. Obviously, you need to have some leadership qualities as well. I know say Midunia was the vice captain, is still part of the team. But again, the coaches and leaders in the FA, technical team at the FA, get the reason for go over for basically bypass Midunia and get into Caulker. Again, I will have to respect their decision. But if at all they're not being informed or Zengalay, then I think that's a mistake because
Okay.
you have to give him that respect.
All right, so I'll continue for stay with we love we listen out to waiting some people where they follow football we get for say about the whole situation and also the first match where we play inside the three friendly matches where we for playing at Turkey. Already Togo we don't beat Sierra Leone 3-0, but let's listen to waiting some fans that we get for say.
German Balak, fan of all the Warriors.
Okay, Jaman Balak. Earlier on, we see say SLFA take a decision wherein they appoint Steven Caulker as we new elected Sierra Leone captain above Zengalay. What are your intakes about the decision where SLFA be take?
The decision not bad, and the process I don't go about that. Because the individual will get this captainship. And player will get wealth of experience in terms of football, in terms of club level. They don't play at different clubs. They even don't rep England. They don't play for Great Britain or Olympic. And World Senior Nations Cup in output, they play with in hearts for Salone. And I want by the player we begin ginger SLFA for prepare for the next AFCON. You know, but the process I don't go about. And Zengalay is one player we don't serve this country well. Zengalay don't play for this country full 16 years, man. And the guy don't go about and inform the man, just put press release. Now retirement letter SLFA guy, also press release for captainship. Because you know what thank the player for his service to Salone, where the player not retire it from national team. The national team the player for retire or not call him. Then you go thank the man for towards in captainship, we not bad. Then they own everybody get your way, the new technical team, you know, because you want English man they carry it. You know what they say they on trial first for watch and they output to the national team. But like I said, for respect to players, then we go to don't play for this country. We all tell them treat over. We don't captain this country, blood, sweat and tears. You know, look how they treat Zengalay. You know, they better inform the man before they take short decision. You know, but like it is what it is, man. We move.
Okay, Jaman Balak, let's come back to yesterday game when we play against Togo inside Turkey. How you see the boys' performance yesterday? You expect say they go do well, or you just expect say like adjust selection, the boys let them play anyway how they want?
Well, I think the selection of the coach, because I go and talk to can say the box up at the coach, you know. But me not be guarantee that team there for win. And that team and see for win no game inside Turkey safe. You know what say World Cup 1917 about the way they not talk just because they not talking now. They say they not the reserve team, go take player the way they what for where they alone down the tier of English football. You know what say them can rush in a national team. So no one team for so can make always go good and football. We not have value for the junior national teams there. Unless we get for value in junior national teams there, we prioritize the home league, put money for the home league, carry with infrastructure, you know, unless we never get the results. We always go there by golden power qualifying no more. You know, because we football at all, look where football is struggle. Recently, we don't see how club union where SLFA say they don't know of. When we know say that club union, they for them at least they put things together because we have to not serious. Wake up our local football. And the truth say talk, we look the fields they already play Premier League. We don't care for upgrading fields and they won't know say national stadium get for going to lockdown. Look the field, they're so disgraceful for we talk say I know they play top tier football. We don't get the structure. I'm not going to go take player they play third, fourth the entire football and you go for camping our national team. No value in our junior national teams there.
So what do you think say the coach need for strengthening in order for you win the 2 games they win a day ahead of we inside Turkey?
Well, I mean, I'm not a fan of John Kista, but I can pity John Kista. Reason being, we not get intensely go they play at home. Then we not get them players and they play top flight league in Europe. Unless now online games are you able to call players certain play you can watch them. because we get different very journalists who can give updates about players. Not so by journalists updates. The man football not so much in the plan and foot. You know, and now we don't see the coach at Krista must land. And Krista Manuel I hope say for land from the Nations Cup. Because now I'm more cost free. I expect them for land much. And then game 3 games and talk. I not expect results, but I expect them for their land and try to build a team for facing the qualifying June coming.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much.
Welcome, man.
That's not German. But I will listen to it in Usman Kundo's himself being get for say they will come and rob mot.
One time sport journalist, head of media and marketing for the only sporting engine in this country, the Sierra Leone.
Okay, Mr. Kondos, we see the decision where SLFA be take by switch the captain from Umaru Zengalay to Steven Caulker. What's now your intake about the decision where SLFA be take, sir?
Yeah, one way or the other, I would say it good. Then at the same time, now the manner in which how they do it. Honestly, Umaru Zengalay don't serve for quite a long time as the national team captain. And we know see on the age right now, yes, that is true. And they will not say for off late, they get enough playing time in clubs women day. And so it's all catalogue on that. We see yes, indeed, it may necessary for them to take him off the captaincy because at the same time they are the right for even retire from the national team. Remember, say the coach say in transition, which means we will get young players them who go for groom up for the betterment of the national team. But taking the captainship from him, it's how it bad. Now because not being former. But give to Steven Caulker a very good one because Steven Caulker will denounce the British citizenship and take a home when we come out when a Salone, but a lot of expense we don't get and with the performance we go put up now the African Coordination 2021-2022 inside Cameroon immense, very, very good and at the same time it show leadership. So get the captainship, I be say that will make more, will get more players in for coming and serve the country.
Okay, we see say Leone Stars play against Togo inside Turkey and not the result we expect, but I think say the boys and guy. So what's now intakes about the game also we play? What you get for expect the ball for the 2 friendly match them where we get ahead of way inside Turkey?
This now the goodness or not the good thing about transition. We get new 10 players and we come in and 6 of them able for play. And some of them young boys also come in for the country for the very first time. So they even normally even plan for play for Salone. Someone will play for Holland, someone will play for Italy, who said they, someone will play for England, who said they. So don't see the incoming of Steven Caulker as the national team captain motivate most of them boys there. And then boys at the age of 20, 19 years, 23 years, so this is a prospect for the country. Then performance inside the first half, very, very good. But now coming to the second half, we say it's somewhat bad somehow. But at the same time, playing a friendly match, even though a FIFA sanctioned match, where at the end of the day, above Togo, that the FIFA ranking, the beat rate Togo don't beat Togo. That is true, but don't see talent in them. Hope for groom up for the African Competition 2023. We dey hope for the betterment for the other matches they will get, like Liberia, not a FIFA sanction match, and they will get forget Congo, Brazzaville, obviously, now a FIFA sanction match. We go do well. But this now the transition what the coach talk about. We don't see new players there now. But we say the only thing the players they need now are the confidence. Give them the confidence. Say yes, we are ready for play, we will play, we will deliver. Then we go reach them.
So what's the last message we get for Sierra Leoneans, the coach and the player as a whole?
Well, it's good that we don't get 35 years of age a trainer when a breach is born. We're only part of the technical team. And with that, now more feel I don't add to the cap. The other I say yeah, this is not the best. For me as Kondos, who do football for quite a long time, now the best selection this way junkies can make, and the young boys that we bring come on board. Lord just motivate them, give them the confidence that they will deliver for me, and they go qualify in June. When they start now the qualifying series, they will qualify to Nations Cup in Ivory Coast 2023.
Okay, thank you.
That now the voice of Igwe Kondos, as we can call our former sport journalist, and now one of the administrators them in the game, where they with Fan Sierra Leone, one of the top NGOs them. I see Fan Sierra Leone don't begin for spread the artificial turf na Town pitch. It go look nice. That and there's some team the way they play the game up line where they play na Town. That now one wonderful team and they don't do one also na Regent. So getting the artificial turf where then can get to pitches them by communities. Now a very good one from the Danish base NGO where they run football na Salone. Kendol, you hear wetin Kondo say and also wetin Balak talk about. Balak they talk about say some of the players wey dem call na inter-area football they play na Europe. In get the conviction say because these players are playing fourth tier, third tier leagues. They're not doing the rank or the you know they don't get that kind quality yet for play national team football. They need for process a little bit more before them them for be invited.
Well, um, I think most of them play at the Yasu way they call. Uh, some of them, some of them they that now they still playing at the academy level because of their age. For example, the player where they play for Bolton, yeah, is it Bolton the striker? He's still there at the youth setup. Um, Most of them play at the Yasu way they call. I don't think so. A lot of them they play that low though. They want the way like it's because of their age. Some of them still they play at the youth ranks and then club. And they want for try them play at the Arsenal. I mean, we get for admit the reality. We do not have a lot of pool. We not get a huge pool of talent in general. And does it think that there are better quality in a league? I don't know. I don't have an opinion on that, even though I can try for catch the games through live stream. But if that's his opinion, that's just his opinion. We just have to respect his opinion. But the pool of talents are not there. My only concern is I go get for look them up. Do we have another FIFA window, or is this the last FIFA friendly or FIFA calendar before the first AFCON qualifier in June? If this is the last FIFA friendly calendar before the first AFCON qualifier in June, I think say the changes are a little too drastic. I think say them the technical team for them try for include the players from the AFCON that then still think say then go on for go continue. And there are lots of at least more than half of that squad still young enough and gets the quality for continue. So then for them continue with them play at the day and bring in um, some of them, but they also where they call for blend them in because again at the end of the day we want for prepare so we'll qualify for AFCON. You know, for just bring new players them, a lot of new players them, and then when June come, you call the old player then now for can play with some of the new players they are so where they never play with. So again, I hope say there will be another opportunity after this window to play a couple of friendly matches before the AFCON.
All right. So looking at the match where we play against Togo, I don't know if you be watch the match, but I get the highlights here of the goals that we didn't score for we. A lot of people on the applaud Kista for this young squad we assembled. Other people they look at and say, even though if these boys, not all of them be part of the senior national team later, but then go prepare them for the Olympic squad when are the under 23, then go prepare them for the under 20, under some of them will still play in the under 17 or whatsoever. But the issue now people they look at now the age and the combination, looking at the squad we've been go playing at the Nations Cup itself, like you mentioned, Buya. The reason they're not called Buya, understand that they from where he returned, they under quarantine, and also players like Yemi, where just get a club, they try for settle down. John Kama also just get a club. He only played 2 games. Already don't play about 2 games, and you get a couple of other more where just change football location and other things. Some get injury, but the issue at hand is that are these players then for say that why I would pick so now get the quality for represent the national team. You they see the quality in them. I will come play the highlights soon.
Well, you need to be honest with you. If you look at the starting 11 from there are lots of quality in that starting 11. Obviously, we were playing Togo, not 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 like a Benin or some of the big players in Africa. So you could well say that these boys were not really tested to the max. Um, 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 so, but in terms of quality, I think there are good quality. Obviously, if you go to left back, I will go with what's my name, the player
Alex,
no the Huawei pretty much played the entire
Kevin Wright,
Kevin Wright. I'll go with Kevin Wright. Nothing against the young this
Alex.
Huawei play, but I mean I'll go with Kevin Wright in that position there. And obviously Bakayoko is kind of young for lead the line. So I mean you get maybe like 3, 4 players here and there that you will change in general, maybe 5, but I like the holding mid and the attacking the left attacking mid. Um, the right attacking mid that Hussein, there were moments where he wasn't really showing and checking for the ball, but that's a goal you can. I mean, when we go with the senior team or like the team for qualify for AFCON, you can easily slot with an Kwame in that role there. So there is a lot of positive from this squad, but obviously it's a friendly match, and even the coach doesn't think it's going to be anywhere close to our team. Obviously, this team that played in Togo, it's not. I mean, it doesn't have all of the it doesn't have all of the ingredients for qualify we to answer your question directly. It's not a team that can qualify we for AFCON.
Okay.
But
Um,
there are
um,
a lot of positives.
yeah, so some of the negatives where some fans of football pundits in the country take from this match, like you say, one positive na the midfield where improve a little bit, where we get issue with na the AFCON. But in terms of passing the ball on that day for reach to the last man when at the striker, Baka, Yoko, even the strain up front, even though a couple of balls they meet him as well. And coming into the defensive area and how the goalkeeper be concede the goals then. A lot of people slander the goalkeeper. Away from me, I believe say every human being gets a bad day. This goalkeeper go to the AFCON, it gets a fantastic match against the African best team, winner Algeria at that time, stopping them. It go to this AFCON, it stop Ivory Coast. So looking at him performance on that day, a lot of people begin for slander and they call him names and talk a lot. So what do you think about the goalkeeping errors, the defensive aspect of it, and the midfield in connection to that of the striker, where Bakayoko now be in debut for Sierra Leone, you don't tell one for play for Salone, finally you get the opportunity, but a lot of people be expecting and say with him form, now Bolton Wanderers, as they don't score 11 goals in the season for Bolton so far, they be expected for score on that day as well.
Okay. Yeah, so let's start first with the attack. So the midfield and defense, in terms of the build-up, was very impressive. The with Steven Caulker, especially move the ball, connecting to the midfield, then basically knock the ball around very well. The possession was good, but when then get into the final third, it was very difficult for the midfield, the attacking midfielders them, and the outside forwards, wingers them, whatever you call them, for connect. There were, but that's why I say there were opportunities where I don't know if now the communication, where the left back there were clear space for the left back for the overlap and put some crosses in and but they didn't really take those opportunities. But they actually took one where the big chance where Bakayoko missed. But then being the reality, the truth is that there then begets problem for connect. Um, you know, Bakayoko, that was his first game because the striker too, which we know they use that by the Augustine. I think so have been the Benin game. I think it was the Benin game or the game prior to that. I did not see any of even in the AFCON. I did not see we striker them um, hold up play where you call like a strike, like especially when you possess the ball. I can understand why maybe the coaching team now use Augustine at all in the Afcon. Maybe because we were playing more on the long ball and second ball. But the time where Augustine play, I mean they check in and hold the ball very very well. And I really not see Bakayoko do that in this game. It not been the really check because as a striker you don't just wait for like the pass and stuff. Especially when the midfield being they possess the ball so well, you get for calm and check for the ball and show for the ball, hold the ball, turn and try for play combination pass with the attacking mid or the outside forwards them. So maybe not the tactics, the instruction with the game or maybe not in not do them thing and they very well. But obviously, there is a lot of improvement that needs to be made in terms of that from the final third going up. Assuming that this is the tactics now, the coaching team they go for possession based style of football. Where interestingly, a lot of African teams they play so. But I like that type of football. I like what I saw, and I believe say with more experienced players them like Bundu, like well experience for Salone Leone Stars standard, like Bundu, like Buya, a striker that can hold up play um, 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 with more of them player than they.
You think say Musa Tumbo go fit well into this system with the kind players they now don't get? As a coach, Musa Tumbo or Baka, which one you would choose in this situation?
Well, I only don't see this Papa one time. It not go fear for make a decision. But I also think there are other strikers
Yeah.
out there.
We get
There are
Ali
other
Conte now, when are the young striker where they play for Eastern Lions. He don't score 6 goals in 6 matches. You get a couple of more. And today we see other players them do very well in the Premier League. Also, we see couple of goals them come out for Eastern Lions and the likes of Cambo Eagles themselves win. So a lot of goals they come out now because people they look at them say scoring goals can take you somewhere else.
Yes, yes. There are options out there. There are options out there. But in terms of Musa Tombo, Musa Tombo is a box player. It's an 18-yard box player. Um, so it's someone you got to serve him the ball in the 18-yard box, and he gets a ball on one-on-one. You go for do something. In terms of build-up play, like the way we were playing, I really have not the games that I don't see. He don't play for Lions, and now go Rangers. But I see him most of the time while he was playing for Lions. Um, Again, Lions not been the play like this way. So I really don't know if some player they just need for give them the instruction and work on certain things with them on practice. But I know he's a very very talented player. So he's someone that you can actually still mold and teach. We see that with the most professional player them like Stalin, how Guardiola mold them for play the way I want
Okay.
to play. But we do have options. Um,
Okay.
Yes. And now if you go
Okay.
to the defense,
All right, before we go to the defense, I'll come to you back. Now we talk to Mohamed Kai-Samba, when I a football agent. It help a lot of boys for make their way to overseas country dem for play football. It gets in agency where they run. But now welcome to the show. Welcome to the show, Mohamed. And we so unfortunate I was unable to get you live. Hello.
Good day, Magdalene. Hello, Magdalene.
Yeah, we will get you loud and clear.
Yeah, I'm very, very sorry we are not today on the page, but I will follow up on the problem with the Facebook account and YouTube.
All right, Kai-Samba. So tell me that Kai-Samba and the whole way they play inside Salone football.
Mohamed Kai-Samba, the CEO of kind of limited company, a new 6 months ahead. We will prepare for make program for player them with the Sierra Leone one of the world.
All right, Kai-Samba. So tell me that Kai-Samba and the whole way they play inside Salone football. Yeah, go ahead, Kai-Samba. We'll get you loud and clear.
Former footballer, a former player. We know the FC plans to the youth team on that team. For an England community area, and I also play for FIFA and EFL. But now me are the CEO of kind of group of company. A company we open proposally for the next year of Salone footballer.
All right, so how this youth trial can go about, and because a lot of people don't they ask me question, they want to be part of them, they want to know how the process can look like.
Yeah, what can we do as a company? We come and register the company. We either take each of the documents that for the family or run the company. We send out to the SLFA. I didn't bring it in at this country without football. We will let the FA out. We send each of the documents to them. We make the aware say, you company don't come away. Now this now we plan, and this we want to achieve, and this we want to do it to Salone football, and this we want to complete. We go over 15 to 16 FIFA agents then we over the world. December we carry it through from Ukraine in a Pelican Sporting Club, dividend agents, and they can come down the scouts on player then we after the top 3, so we don't get nine players to start with for them we already down, take the player down, we go. At the same time, we don't always Premier League player, then we people they know. Hello, you get me, Magdalene?
Yeah, they get you.
Okay. We don't already start with 2 Premier League players. We are David Janet, we call Ode. We send out Belarus for the player. We come in and we one. We take Ibrahim Thiago Kamara, the player for Cambridge, we send out TFA Academy in Dubai, one of the biggest academies in Dubai. So now this becomes do, and we get so many players that they are going to let it want to be for both and Europe.
All right, so Kai-Samba, what's in now the process? How people like young players and how they listen them, parents and they listen them, brother, sister them. If they want for make them picking them be part of, or coaches that we get young teams, how now they work with them, how they will be part of this or benefit from this process itself.
Yeah. Inside the package, we get academy package, we get academy in Turkey, we get academy in Portugal, and we even get academy in Spain, where we work with. If you get with the team, you want to play ball, at the same time, we go make program for our go stay in our academy, any of them comes to there. If you're a player, you're a manager, waiting we want to do, you want to show, waiting make Ghana and Nigeria play the external world. Like this, we know that only we have proposed this for the player, give them the opportunity there. We don't come, you can contact the office, they want Liverpool Street, or you can go to the right office, very opposite vice president office, you can meet the lawyer of the company, you will give you all the details and everything you know about the company, you will know.
Okay, so una can organize trials. When and how then trials they are can organize and when una dey get una next trials.
We get to our December. We are then play at the day. So we don't go Ukraine. As I talk to you, so we don't get four of them. They left also back to go Georgia because Ukraine we almost say what they did. So we did try for three. We don't get agreement with the host partner. They play at the make sure so all of them play at the test out left this country and go do it. Yeah, like after that we will think or carry it another agent. The first step now was because of the war like Ukraine, they don't affect them play there. We don't want to see them play there lost this opportunity. We contact the partner now different country there. But see how we will take all them play there really those are to be your different country there the way and then we get the opportunity. Maybe ending of this year will come back with a trial. And waiting that we plan by next start Premier League Magdalene, I can tell you, we will partner with the Premier League board, with the best player, the highest goal scorer, best defender. We as a company will take that player out, and then it will be most of the week, and we go guarantee the people in the salon say we need the best player, we not go with them so.
So what if na Musa Tumbo winner now? How una go do? Because Musa Tumbo not like oversee. But anyway, Kai-Samba, so like young player that now where they play. One for be part of it because I get a lot of text when I'm kind of my phone just now where they talk. Who side then go call? You say when I get a lawyer, you go over the address again. Who side the lawyer? Those side them for meet them and any process like then go buy form, then go for pay.
No, you know, we can't for kind of help the player. Nobody know. If you need anybody can contact me, I will pick it for. You contact the lawyer. Maybe if you don't meet them in my office, you know, I want you to speak. At the same time, the lawyer is the staff for human rights. You use human rights back office, the opposite side. You go there, ask your senior tomorrow, a lawyer, he can talk to you, or you contact me, and the CEO, you can get all the information where you can send it there.
All right. So what about your own contact? Because some people go have to talk to you first. As to where Usman they ask on Facebook say, please share your contact.
The contact is 076 10 34 38. You can get me normal call, you can get me on WhatsApp.
Okay, Kai-Samba, I know go only for long. I will can play the video of we some of the players then we will be done send out. Waiting and they talk outside and day. And then we go try for host you next week because you need to explain this more. People want for hearing more from this particular team where una they do. But we go try for fix that connection issue by next week and then you go come on live. Thanks for joining us on phone. All right, that's
thank you very much, man.
No worries. That's not Mohamed Kai-Samba. Well, let's just bring few of the players the way they don't help as now they see from the background.
Arsenal player, presently in Belarus camp in Leone Stars. Thank God for that. I guess it's 50 years. And Konneh Limited coming and the biggest program for me. I do everything, I do tickets. So I really appreciate this. What they do for me, and I really see I'm not letting them down. I just want to tell the colleague, as they say, they then make the start, they then go do these trials. Because the trials will actually happen Konneh, Bo, and like in the future. So that's what advice for the take this trial serious and really say something good will come out of it. Good luck.
Mina Ibrahim Thiago Camara, a player from Cambo Eagles, and presently in Dubai. The one of the biggest academy in Dubai, in TFA Academy, and Konneh Limited, and they send me here, and I really appreciate, and they do everything for me. So I just want to encourage all my football friends in Salone, we don't take this game as a career, for let them go please and register to this trial where they come out, either in Makini, Konneh, or Konneh or Freetown. I will encourage you for the register and go showcase your talent. Thank you.
All right, that's now some of the players there. We don't make the actually 4 on of the way for goal. So if you're out there, just go down to one level,
Come on.
and ask for this company where they do this what they can business in Salone.
Keep
You know,
going.
as what we understand, I clean project not to motivate the farm. All right,
Excellent.
I work for them guys government and this looking at the situation now, how the players in the go out of the country and how them don't they get for connect with big clubs them as
Hi,
well.
coach. Very good match.
And we
What do
they
you think?
see how they play football.
I
What
think
are
it's
you
a
think?
better test in the last couple of weeks, especially because we went 1-0
Um,
down. This
it's
week,
it's very
just wow. I mean, my
positive.
biggest compliments to these boys for their
Basically, the more talent the way we get for, especially when the league is still not, it's not at a decent level. The more players that we can get to play at professional level, even if it's not like the top leagues out there, um, the more players that we have that are able to play serious football at a decent level, the better it is for the national team, the better it is for the economy as a country as a whole. As we all know, Brazil. I don't remember it now the number, but Brazil export thousands of players. Them not to the one the number we they see now Spain or France. Brazil export thousands, tens of thousands of players on an annual basis to dozens of countries around the world, including countries like South Africa, obviously Japan, and all the African. And obviously, them playing the money where they make, and they go back and spend on the country, spend on the economy. That's why football is basically a big contributor on the Brazilian economy. So it's definitely a positive thing that this organization they do.
All right, so you be excited for talk about the defense area now. Let we go that side and look at the goals the way they score per week. Like you be excited for analyze before we get Kai-Samba.
Yeah, well, Mortal Man, Mortal Man, yes, the at least two of the goals that we concede was goalkeeping error. But this happens all the time, and it's unfortunate that people then they talk bad about the goalkeeper for that the way, yeah, as you said, made some really big saves in the Afcon. Um, and another factor too, I think, um, especially in a friendly match, I think say obviously we lost concentration, and I think say the substitution the substitutions came very very late. We up until like 82 minutes, 83 minutes we did. So if you look at Togo, I think it's about 3 or 4 players. I think there are 3 players there. 9 and switch half time, and one of them played and they score. I think 2 goals. I think the captain, the captain will come in the second half. Um, so especially when it's a friendly, I think say at half time or somewhere around 60 minutes into the game, we for them bring in some fresh legs there for let us say can play. So that could have been a factor as well. Um, where make we concede them goal and day. If you look at the first half performance and we lost 3-0, even in the second half we didn't play that bad to lose 3-0. But the first half performance are because of the fresh legs of the players, and it would have been nice to bring in some other players then for continue. Um, so that's also could have been a factor as well, the substitution. Um, I mean, we did have an individual error from the right center center back. Um, no, I think it was from the right back. It was from Kake, right? Now, yeah, oh yeah, I just know Kake. Okay, yeah. So again, these things happen. But again, he was playing the entire game, tired legs.
And that's now one of in first game we don't play full night because it's most of we players since they return to their clubs after the AFCON, they're not get playing time. That's not for sure and a fact. A lot of them, including Kake.
Yeah, I think so. The rotation, and again, especially this is a friendly. Maybe the technical team get a different way how they have to go about it. Maybe the next game tomorrow they want for bringing a whole different lineup. But again, I have to respect their decision. But if it's up to me, you start with that 11 that we start with. Second half to start the second half, you bring in three players
All
around
right.
60.
We will come to that as we round up soon. Let me talk to Martin. Martin, welcome to the show.
Um, Good evening, Maggie, and good evening to the panelists who are in the studio.
Martin, you know, one person where they follow Leone Star, and you always they follow local football as well in the country. What do you make up of we performance in the first friendly match we'll play and some of the players the way John Kista introduced?
Well, Maggie, to be very honest, with myself and to the people of this country, really, I can never say kudos to the SLFA and the government to really pay attention to football at present. And coming back to Leo Star and Togo match, which happens for watch the match from start to end, really in a transition period is hearing people and they get everything wrong absolutely. Say you need to drink something overnight because Kista they on a project. We are in it's for like get attention of them players and we try to introduce likes of them can make content and the young ones and then Monsieur and the likes. We really come inside the game for really come do something very special. But say going to this game with the intention, say like for just go take on so like that. No, there's like team on a well-trained team we prepared for this said match. Going to but coming to friendly matches, within a new idea about friendly matches or within a new opinion is about assessing players and try for really put players in together for the upcoming competitions and where they can. So like we really need for really exercise a little bit of patience, give your kids a chance or make you assess them. But it's not about age or say these players in the play inter area league or the rest of it all, but how best they can adapt to the African system of play because that have been the problem again with some of them really facing and the chemistry not really work. And mind you, they just get a few days for trip and going to that match. So like that's exactly we don't nation period.
All right. So as somebody who don't follow the game for a while, what thing you go say about the technicality of the game itself, from the errors, the players them, like you mentioned, Camille Wayne, one of the players that will be stand out in the match, and other one name as well. We get David Wepia with Steven Caulker in the defense area, the central defense, and we see in performance as well. You think say that team don't mature enough for low get players like Zengalay, like Kamara, they all out, or even John Kamara when I midfielder?
Well, calling these youth of players for them come into the squad doesn't mean that they ever make the AFCON really or they ever go into the competition. But how for like select some of them players and they and try for figure out some of them one they will need, especially for going to the set competition where they can inside June. Talking about Steven Caulker and the partnership we do with this guy we play, they play extremely well, of course, not to a secret. Kemim and that of Alusai and Isa. Now then I be the problem at that game because even if coach will at the chop line be like shout Alusain, being that nobody show up for the ball, they only relax, we don't lose the ball. And final say like can we be like they all stand at the field really, so like they get tired and Issa really instead of the show. The reason being because of some like just inside the team and they will understand the system of play. It's but with time, and I believe there's certain errors that really occur, more especially the goalkeeping department. Of course, Fabianski really like we get some bad day on that particular match, but that doesn't mean that really we work on the assignments well because as a goalkeeper, you need to be active in the position, shout on players on certain things. And for example, the first goal they score, the final say like they not be the world fan. So like they not be in the right position even for the ball. And the defenders they really be disorganized. I don't know exactly what it be the cause, but I believe say John Kister and the rest of the technical team will run down from waiting for call on that particular day. And I believe say tomorrow also we will play against Liberia, we'll see much improvement. But thinking about the system and the tactics, really, they knock the ball left and right. They see the ball with the worker because at that you don't start on with the play exactly.
All right, Martin.
But Maggie, I just need for say this again, and I need for say this again. Sierra Leone need for friend a very constant number 8 waiting for this to be the ball and feed the attack when they score.
All right, thank you, Martin. We go get on to you in our next program. Thanks for always ready for analyze issue na this show. Thank you very much. My name na Martin, and he always there with we for analyze. So as we can try for go, we go play one interview with 2 of the new players. Then we talk, and then I will come to deck, and then we go round up.
It's something I've always wanted to do. Obviously both my parents are from Sierra Leone, so it's always something I've spoken to them about. And to finally play, I was just delighted. Just try to do what I can do, show everyone that I'm good enough to play, and I thought I'd done all right. Just try and bring my qualities, try and improve everyone else, and if I can contribute when I'm playing, as in to score and assist, I'll try and do that.
No, it's been really good so far. It's amazing to be here. We have a team, a lot of new players. It feels like we're coming together as a group really well, and we have a lot of things to work on, but it feels really good. I think I bring a lot of things in the offense game, a lot of quickness, speed to threaten behind, and also with the ball to find my teammates, to give them a ball in a good position.
Alright, one for credit the SLF for that particular video day. That's na Jonathan Mose and Camille Konneh, where now 2 of the new faces that we don't join the Leone Stars side. As we try for round up, you would all listen to always seen people say a lot of people believe that this team where Kistado assemble can be the next generation of Leone Stars, but yet still they need for beef them up with some experience, legs, we're able for stand na the pitch as their role models then. Whilst other people then believe say no, some people there is okay, it's done for them in the Leone Stars squad and for go now and give way. As a coach, what think go be your own message or you word to the technical team if you for advice them?
Well, first of all, with all of the negatives around Sierra football, it's safe to say that on whatever means that they got it done, the past players them from like decades ago not used for them to play friendly match. So it's very impressive at least that we are able players does not only come to play an AFCON qualifier or World Cup qualifier. So this is very impressive, and I hope say we continue to take advantage of every FIFA calendar and also summer. Some people don't talk about most of them young but they are so not having the experience for play at a senior level, and since then they're under the age, once the technical team pick them top 30 players, combination of them young, but they are so home base and experienced players. Them the one that way left, let us not just forget about them because I don't hear a WhatsApp group when they talk about in the past where some player come and really play well and that's it. So players like them, Bakayoko, them, and if after this weekend, if the technical team thinks say they are not ready for the senior level, this is still 19. They're still 20. They're still 21. They're still 18. We need for keep all the players there so within the system. That's why we have a U19 team. That's why we get a U23 team. And obviously U17 team. But I don't think so there was any U17 player in this squad.
Yeah,
But
the youngest Cisse
okay.
is
Yeah,
19.
we get to keep the player there and the radar. And we see them all the time. Like during the summer, we get the international competition. Them. It's not just FIFA calendar. It could also be during the summer. You get this tournament in France where they get almost every summer, if not every summer. I think is it Toulon or something it's a U19. It's a U19 international tournament. We need for going at that kind of tournaments and day during off season, take advantage of the tournaments and day because that's how we can build the senior team. So my own advice basically to the technical team of Slafa, we have to grow a very very large pool of players in areas that we can control. And in terms of the senior squad of itself, obviously, in my opinion, there are lots of players that will participate in the AFCON where I believe say still get a lot for offer. But obviously, the coach then they see them much more closer in close range than us. They know the kind of quality where they want or the kind of formation where they want to do. So basically, that's that choice is up to them. But I'm very very impressed that foresee with a play friendly match, and I hope it continues. And the most important thing is we get for commercialize with football and the country in general because
The entire football.
yes, how much can government? You see, the government now give more money for the league this year, and there is a lot of confusion. Some team they want for strike, they know for fan sponsor, and all them friendly match they are so where they go to. Whether it's a friendly, whether it's a competitive match, the government is sponsor them. How long can the government be able to sustain that kind of thing? Even if you're a government, it could be a burden at some point, especially if you want for Duam, if we want for to take advantage of every FIFA car, let that for go friendly. So we have to um, those that are in Slafa, we get for improve, we get for do better, we get for come out to programs for for let Slafa be able to for generate revenue outside of government or FIFA donation. Now we are normally the only country I know about. Now the world probably even other African countries where even for pay we own coaches them now from government more money they come. Slafa doesn't. They literally are not. I don't know how they spend even the donor money when they get from FIFA because they know they pay the coaching salary. They know they pay for the national team for travel abroad, and they're getting somewhere around 2 million, 1.5 to 2 million every year in revenue. What are they doing with that money? So, but that's not enough. 2 million is not enough for a national team. There are lots of things that they can do. They can commercialize the Premier League, put some system in place for the Premier League for be profitable. Now we there towards the end of the league. There's still the talk about sponsor. Who is going to sponsor a league when the league only 75%? You should take out the word sponsor and use the word donor. Because any company now responds to the Premier League, that's a bad business. Because the league don't go almost done. What are you sponsoring at this time? So it's Slafa has to improve. That's the bottom line. For make
Yeah,
football a profitable sport in the country.
And one person we always on the mention this even at the stakeholders. The forum, the WhatsApp forum side, every stakeholders inside the game day. You don't dey mention this them for commercialize them for merchandise. Even the clubs them, not only the league board or Slaffer, but the clubs them for try for merchandise themselves. We are in a club where we for sell 200,000 jersey a year or 100,000 jersey a year. Get caps and everything beanie where they go able for sell and make money for themselves. Commercialize them in a way where they go able for get their own tickets where they go sell by season. But this all will happen when we get the venues, because if I can buy tickets for FC Salone the next day they say they don't lock stadium, or I buy tickets for watch Lions as a home fan or Blackpool the next day they don't lock the venue, so we get a whole lot of things for happen at football. So Deca, as we they go now, one person within the US, you they train youth them, you passionate about youth football. We view as them want for not the whole way self they play for encourage we young Sierra Leonean players them na US for let them think Salone, because we know say a lot of players they wouldn't can young, especially if them born them na them country they can get two options, and then first choice can always be like the main country where they instead of Salone.
Well, obviously that's very unfortunate. I mean, even if you go with Charlotte England, even up till now, they're not called a mate, but it's still a wait. In terms of players in the US, unfortunately, I not really, I don't really have connection with a lot of them. I don't really know. I've been so busy with my work and another day around the Salone community like I would love to. So outside of say Kai, I know Rodney. Is it Michael? I think his name is his first name is Edmond. Edmond Michael.
You got Michael Jr.
Oh no, Rodney. Okay, some very few players where they see here and there, but I'm not really close to a lot of them. Within the youth landscape, very very young landscape like U15, U17. I know say there are a couple of Sierra Leoneans them within in the DC area that are playing very 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 well. Where I don't talk to them and the parents them. But the same thing. Those guys, if they can play for the US, that's their first choice. And we have to give it to somebody like Kai, because Kai came here very young, and I believe he will have if we don't get placed on captain for USA, because America don't get a whole lot of the top strikers then. If he for choose for play for America, he for probably play. So we have to give it up to somebody like Ansu for where he choose for play for Salone. But I hope say I go be able to connect to more of them players. They also get into the right groups them for make I reach more of them players.
One day we want connect with like he wants mentorship. He name Michael Jones. I interviewed about 2 weeks ago. So after that, he come back to me and say if I can get him some contact in the US, because he really wants for they closer to incumbent players or even coaches that when I Sierra Leonean for let it get used to the community itself. He named Michael, now a junior player, a youth player now.
Sure. Which state today? You Sabu state today?
Is it South Carolina? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, link me up with Tam. Even in the US, I came for help and for navigate clubs them and even if I for help and self find a better club even here in the US. So definitely I will look for.
All right, thank you very much for joining us today. We don't go a long way. We will continue for hosting now for Talk Football, as you always like for do. I mean, you get wealth of experience in the game, technically, administratively. One person where we always admire you passion where you get for the game. So we will host you some other time. But we say plenty thank you for today, and we hope say you always happy for come back.
Thank you, Meg. And just one last thing where you talk about the facilities, them and stuff. That's pretty much a plea to the government. we know say una they do a very good job for help with for sponsor, then team they also for they go play. But as a government, una get for come up with a plan, a sport policy for develop the infrastructure of sport that's Salone. Spain for national team then for go participate, it's not enough. We get for come up with a sport policy at the entire country for help the infrastructure. Thank you so much.
All right, then so we go say bye bye for today. I see Rashida and Fatimata na the comment section, and also is it Vanessa and Zengele Junior. Thanks for joining us today, guys, and also Usman Toure, Malik Sise from YouTube, Francis Fode, Abdul, and Mustafa. Thanks for your contribution, James and Abbas. And Konneh Mohammed, all the guys them we follow with today. We want to tell you plenty. Thank you. We will come back next week, maybe tomorrow after we match, because we play Liberia tomorrow, and me I want to beat Liberia because me Liberia neighbors they will get now. They know they talk boku. They still no say I get an ask for that World Cup qualification when they go pull we. You know, when they beat we and it be pain me. So I want to let we beat them. So tomorrow maybe I will come online after our match, or maybe we'll keep up for next Saturday. But anyways, today we miss Desmond Paine at the show. Sorry about that, Desmond. It's my fault. I forgot to send you the link. But hopefully Desmond will come back. He's the chief organizer, the chief executive manager of this particular show. Anyway, Desmond, sorry for that, but we'll host you. We can't talk back because you guys will be for deal with the football stakeholder them. Until then, Mina Maggie we host. I'll be there with Kendol Decker, a coach from the US, Sierra Leone. I don't know if now my Blackpool supporter I can they talk for them, but anyways, we see Blackpool win today. Blackpool got a very good record in the resumption of the league. They get a very good record so far. They are doing extremely well, and Kaba Toka, one of the striker, also scored for them. Today's good, but Lions also beat 4-0. Cambo Eagles beat 2-1, and I think you get only one game where also playing Africa where Slipper beat Police. Well, that's it for today. We will join on next week.